Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Real Talk with Dr. Deen. Today we're talking about weddings, lavish weddings. The things that I've seen over the years and how it's impacted people. So the first thing is lavish weddings is something we don't believe in Islam. The mentality of most people is, I want a wedding that no one has ever had, no one can compete with, and keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with the Patels, keeping up with whatever. And it's like, I want to have a wedding that was better than theirs. The wedding card, some of these wedding cards are like publications, you know. And there's Zamzam water. I don't know if it's real Zamzam water, but there's Zamzam water and there's sweets and there's all this stuff laid out. And one of the, before I forget, one of the things that has happened when I was a kid, you would go to a school hall and there would be a wedding there. And so you'd go and you'd meet everybody, all your friends, family, relatives, people that you haven't seen for ages, and everyone would socialize. And that was a simple wedding, but everyone was invited. Now, because people want to have these lavish weddings in these country houses and mansions and hotels, they can only afford to pay for 2 people or invite 2 people per family. So that's broken up the family, broken up community, broken up the bonds, for the sake of showing off and wasting money and chasing this dunya. We've lost communities. So your children can't go to that wedding, so they don't meet their relatives, they don't meet community. They're left at home because you've got to keep up and show off that we can only invite 2 people per family. Then the acting that goes on in these weddings. If you look on YouTube, you'll see these videos where people are acting. It's not real. They're actually role-playing in the weddings. So they're actually playing out different scenes for this wedding film. So it's all a show. It's all an act. And I'll tell you a story somebody told me about somebody that wanted to get married. This couple that got married, they wanted a Muslim wedding like no other. So they had actually arranged a helicopter for the barat, for the arrival at this country house. So there's a huge open space and a country house behind it, and the helicopter landed, and as it landed, if you've ever been close to a helicopter, it is really noisy, really the currents, the wind from the turbines is crazy. This the bride comes out of the helicopter, steps out, and all the mud and the water and the dust, everything's just flying in the air, and our whole wedding dress gets destroyed, like completely finished, like she's crying and everything. I mean, why do you need to have the helicopter in the wedding? The point here is simplicity in marriage is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Simplicity in marriage brings blessing. How many times have we heard lavish weddings, thousands paid for photography and filming, halls, and tens of thousands of pounds spent on the wedding, and the end result is 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, they got divorced. It doesn't always happen, but there's a lot of blessing lost when we have the wrong intention. And a lot of the youth don't want these lavish weddings. It's people that want it. The parents want to show off, want to compete with those that compete and piling up in the good things, showing off, and they want to have one on the other and beat the other, competing in everything of this world. And what happens, the end result is the kids say, we'd rather have that money for our future, for whatever, to buy a house, to invest in something or have security, and it's just wasted on people who don't care. People don't care about your wedding. They don't care about the couple. They're only there to eat. Once they've eaten, they're going to forget about your wedding. They don't care about your video, don't care about your pictures. No one cares. Literally no one cares. So you're wasting all your money that can go to charity, money can go on your family, and on top of that, people that are taking loans to do this. This is really Islamically, it's criminal behavior. Taking loans to have a lavish wedding. Really, when you can have a simple nikah in the masjid, in the mosque. Guys, just keep it simple. You will not regret it. No one cares about your lavish wedding. No, really nobody cares. Keep it simple and everyone's happy. keep it complicated, keep it expensive, and you lose a lot of, well, your money. You lose the spiritual aspect of a wedding. A wedding is a part of worship, is a part of ibadah, and we lose that part of the worship aspect of weddings. So let's stop showing off, stop competing, and let's have the simple weddings that will inshallah bring blessing in our marriages. See you on the next one. Real Talk with Dr. Deen. Assalamu alaikum.